I did not say that. Obviously, officers have to enforce it. The way you make it, and what I want to make clear to people is there is not a red flag law out there that I actually support. Okay. But there is a theoretical one that could be supportable, and that's how we should think about it. And if it protects due process correctly, then we can support it. If it doesn't, and that means very, very stringent rules on my part.
I want to see your picture.
The examples I give you are ones from Cato Institute. I did testimony on this. These are super libertarian folks, right?
Well, we talk back and forth on
it has to have very strict due process in place for us to support anything. And that's where I stand on that. And to your credit, like this is his own. You can't find a law right now that actually meets that standard, can you? And I can't either.
And the second question is, where are these people going to be held indefinitely until they're no longer a threat to anybody?
Oh, that wouldn't be well, that's not the law at all.
Where would they be held and for how long?
That wouldn't even be what a red flag law is. So if you're arresting somebody, then you're doing it according to law that already exists.
So why do we need red flag law?
Like imagine our life.
Because what we've seen, for instance, is like, let me give you an example. The judges in Florida could have arrested that Parkland shooter for all sorts of crap. They don't, because the judge usually likes to.
So I'm in a lot of technology.
I'm not going to put this kid in jail because he's doing all this shit. But
then I'll be search and rescue volunteer.
At least do something less than that. You know what I mean? Like that would be.
I told him he's not going to hear anything on here. He's not going to hear anything on here.
Well, there's still a threat, but at least they're not fucking shooting. So there's no way that we would allow these laws to be written where like your neighbor could catalog it. That would be totally unacceptable.
Yeah, I totally disagree with Cap, but
the law.
I don't know if you remember our conversation, but I was polite. There was no cuss words or anything like that. But I also talked about
well, let's use that as an
what
example.
local police have versus federal, like being able to monitor cell phones and stuff. You remember that conversation?
You couldn't prove it. Nobody's
Honestly,
going to
I've
arrest me for
had
that, right?
right?
How do you guarantee the rights of somebody that has committed a crime, but yet you're wanting to take their property?
Because there's due process.
How are they aware of their due process? What's the first inclination that they're
Criminal law encapsulates due process already. So you'd have right to an attorney. You'd have the right to cross-examine the people accusing you. They would have to provide evidence, not just testimony, but actual evidence.
Who are the people accusing you?
That's another thing. You have to have limited standing. So it can't just be anybody.
So who is anybody?
Well, that's what we would have to figure out, right? Is it family? Is it doctors? Is it store teachers? Is it only police doing an investigation? I know you didn't like that answer before, but like that would be the most strict as possible. The police can already investigate you for anything.
So what do we need red flag law?
Because they don't have the legal process to actually do anything for it. Right? But if you're exhibiting extremely threatening behavior, there's actual evidence.
Who decides what's extremely threatening behavior?
Based on laws that are written the correct way. And granted, if they're not written the correct way, then we can't support it.
But none of the laws written today.
Exactly. That's exactly correct. I agree with you on that. So I wouldn't support those. I wouldn't support them.
Thank you.
And we got to be very careful about what we do support. But I encourage people to have the conversation.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.